The camera fades and slowly dawn breaks over a quiet military base, the echo of distant boots fades, and the mop glides across the hangar floor. A single father in a faded blue uniform works silently. His name tag reads Daniel Cross. To most, he's just the janitor, the quiet man who cleans up after the soldiers, keeps to himself, and leaves before anyone notices. But what nobody knows is that every night, when the base goes silent, he stands for a moment beside the rusted old A-10 Warthog at the far end of the hangar, his eyes distant, haunted. If you're watching this, listen closely till the end, because what happens next will make you question everything you think you know about courage, sacrifice, and redemption. And if you feel something before the story ends, remember to like the video and subscribe, because heroes like Daniel deserve to be remembered. That morning began like any other routine inspection day. Soldiers rushed to polish boots and line up for drills. Daniel quietly worked near the officers' mess, mopping the marble tiles when a group of young cadets laughed nearby. "Hey, janitor," one of them joked. "You missed a spot. Careful, general's coming." Daniel just smiled faintly, his tired eyes calm. Moments later, General Sarah Mitchell, a woman with medals enough to shine brighter than the morning sun, walked in. Her eyes scanned the room, sharp, commanding, until they landed on Daniel. She froze for a fraction of a second. Something about him felt familiar. Later that afternoon, as inspection ended, the general walked past the hangar where Daniel was cleaning around the A-10. Her footsteps echoed, stopping behind him. "You there, janitor?" she said firmly. "What's your name?" Daniel straightened. "Daniel Cross, ma'am." She nodded slowly. "You're the one who requested extra hours and maintenance every week?" "Yes, ma'am." "Needed the overtime," he said quietly. She studied him for a moment. "Something about you seems different. What's your background, Mr. Cross?" Daniel hesitated. "Served once. Long time ago." Her brows furrowed. "Served where?" He paused, then quietly answered, "Classified." The general's tone hardened. "Classified? You're a janitor." That's when Daniel looked her in the eyes for the first time. "Ma'am, with respect, not everything ends when the uniform comes off." Something in his voice, low, steady, and broken, made her pause. She noticed a scar running from his temple down to his jaw, faint but deep. Her instincts told her this man wasn't lying. "Fine," she said. "If you served, what was your call sign?" The mop handle trembled in his hand. He didn't want to say it, but the moment demanded truth. Finally, he whispered, "Iron Ghost." The words hung heavy in the air. The general's eyes widened, blood drained from her face. Everyone on the base had heard of Iron Ghost. A legend whispered in classified mission reports, a pilot who saved an entire strike team by flying his burning aircraft into enemy radar zones, jamming their systems long enough for dozens to escape. He was declared killed in action. 10 years ago, the hangar went silent. "You're Iron Ghost?" she asked, voice trembling. Daniel only nodded. "Was. He died out there, ma'am. Now it's just me." She couldn't speak for a moment. The air felt heavier than steel. "But why? Why are you here, cleaning floors?" He took a deep breath. "Because ghosts don't belong in cockpits anymore. My wife passed 3 years ago. I had a 5-year-old son who needed me more than the skies did." Her eyes softened instantly. "Your son?" "Eli," he said, smiling faintly. "He thinks I fix planes for heroes. I don't have the heart to tell him his old man used to be one." The general looked down. "He deserves to know the truth." Daniel shook his head. "No, ma'am. He deserves peace. That's something the uniform never gave me." For days after that, whispers spread across the base. Soldiers who mocked him now saluted when he passed. The legend of Iron Ghost had returned, but not as a warrior, as a father trying to rebuild his life from the ashes. Weeks later, the base faced an emergency. An incoming storm grounded all communications, and a training aircraft with 2 young pilots went missing in the storm's eye. No signal, no coordinates, and visibility near zero. General Mitchell stood in the control tower, helpless. Suddenly, the hangar alarm sounded. "Who's taking the A-10?" a tech yelled. The general turned and froze. Through the rain and lightning, Daniel Cross Iron Ghost himself was climbing into the cockpit of the old warbird he'd always cleaned. "Daniel. You can't, those systems are offline," she shouted through the radio. "Then I'll fly blind," his voice replied. "Wouldn't be the first time." The engines roared to life, the storm swallowing the sound. Against all odds, the A-10 cut through the thunder. The radar flickered, and suddenly, a faint signal appeared. Two pilots stranded near a ridge, trapped in the downpour for hours. Daniel guided them back, fighting lightning, turbulence, and memories that haunted him. When the planes landed safely, the base erupted in cheers, but his A-10 wasn't on radar anymore. Silence filled the tower. Then, through static, his voice came faint and clear. "Tell Eli, his dad fixed the skies one last time." Moments later, the A-10 burst through the clouds, landing hard, wheels sparking. The general rushed out, rain pounding as she saw him climb down. Drenched, exhausted, but alive, she saluted him. "Iron Ghost, welcome home." Daniel smiled, eyes glistening. "Ma'am, it's just Daniel now. The ghosts can rest." The next morning, the base honored him, not with medals or rank, but with something far greater, a promise. His son Eli stood beside him, holding a small plaque that read, "For those who serve not for glory, but for love." The video ends with Daniel walking hand in hand with his boy under the rising sun, the reflection of the A-10 shimmering behind them. If you felt that chill in your heart, if you believe heroes still walk among us, hit the like button, share this story, and subscribe. Because some legends don't need wings to fly, they just need a reason to live again, inspired by real courage, for every unseen hero who still fights silently every day.